Recognize this right here behind me. Of course you do. It's basic math. So the way our kids are learning math and English has changed under new Common Core standards. You've probably lived it, maybe trying to help your son or daughter with homework. And they say, Mom, that's not the way we do it now. That's the old way. We've heard from you. You're frustrated. Common Core is really about getting kids to understand problem solving and not just compute answers. But the big question is it working?
So we're going to do it the Common Core way.
Maybe you've seen the videos online.
I like the other way better.
Or you've taken a look at what was in your child's backpack. If Common Core math is throwing you for a loop, you're not alone.
Almost on a nightly basis, yeah. We get the homework home and I look at it and I have to ask Sam to explain to me, how did you learn this? Because it's not anything close to how I learned it.
Jennifer is just one of many frustrated parents who have shown up at Mathnasium in West Des Moines to get a little clarity.
So are you smarter than a fifth grader? Well, I have engineers and doctors and lots of parents that are really frustrated, pulling their hair out at night and having crying sessions over their students' homework.
So 1/2 is the same as how many sixths?
Today, Dan is tutoring a fourth grader. Her mom, Heather, supports the idea of Common Core standards, but she too has run into homework roadblocks. Oh, and Heather, she's a substitute teacher.
I like the innovative and creative approach, but it definitely takes a lot of getting used to. When I substitute, I have to teach myself. It's like reteaching myself math.
So what's all the confusion? Well, we're going to show you a simple subtraction problem. We're going to start the old-fashioned way. Here we have 32 minus 12. You may have done it this way, where you would subtract the 2 from the 2, which is, of course, is 0, the 1 from the 3, 2. Your answer is 20. Now, under Common Core or this new math, you might see kids doing it a different way. And here's one way that I'll show you that they're doing it right now. We'll take this small number, 12, plus 3 equals 15. Okay, then you take the 15 plus 5 equals 20. And what I'm trying to do here is get up to that 32. So 20 plus 10 equals 30. 30 plus 2 equals 32. I'm really having to think a lot on this one. So then what we do is we take this middle column here, add up all of these numbers, and they add up to, there's your answer, 20. And there is just as much confusion surrounding Common Core itself. So let's take a look here. Common Core is a set of goals for students in each grade on several different subjects. It's not a federal policy. Instead, it was drawn up by a board elected in part by the National Governors Association. States do not have to participate, but if they do, they qualify for certain federal education funding. And this may be the most misunderstood point. Common Core is not a curriculum, and that's where it gets tricky.
A lot of districts are buying the new Common Core aligned versions of these curriculums, but there's no one making sure that these are really aligned, and really they're just slapping on stickers on the front of the books that say they're Common Core aligned.
Dan's biggest concern is implementation. He likes the Common Core standards. What's not good is there aren't many math curriculum publishers, so districts don't have a lot of choices there. Many in central Iowa use everyday math. It's one of the more common programs. It's also one of the most criticized. Jennifer Conrad's son got his first lesson in everyday math last year when the family moved to Iowa from Florida.
Some of the ways I see them teaching them to do this, it baffles my mind. It's no longer 2 plus 2 equals 4. It's, well, here's the mentality behind it, and here's 5 different ways to learn how to do it. And I think that's confusing to the kids.
So what's a frustrated parent to do? Dan says if you can't afford private tutoring, turn to your child's teacher. They want to help, but reach out sooner than later, and don't hold out hope that we'll go back to the good old days.
Math reform is nothing new, and it's probably not going to go away anytime soon, so we have to get used to living in a world of new math.
All right, now Iowa Core, which is our state's version of the Common Core standards, was signed into law in 2008. And since then, each individual district has had to map out how they will reach these standards. Many of them have appointed boards made up of everyone from parents to administrators to decide on a curriculum. Now, as far as judging the success of Common Core, according to the national website, the first round of testing, which is paid for by the federal government, comes out later this year. Now, as we have mentioned before, this issue is even getting political. Just last week, Louisiana Governor and possible presidential contender Bobby Jindal lent his support to a new movement. It's called Parents Against the Common Core, and they want states to reject national standards. We'll try to keep you updated on how that goes. And in the meantime, we want to know what you think. Are you having problems with the new everyday math? Do you agree with Common Core? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Email us at news@weareiowa.com. Call us 1-800-858-5555, or of course you can reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter. But when it really boils down, what they're trying to do here is create learners who can compete in a global environment. These standards are very similar to the countries that are doing well. So they're trying to find what's best for kids. It's confusing. Everything we know, transitions, there's growing pains. So.
More than one way to add and subtract
Yeah,
numbers, but
that's
that's
a
the
big
tricky
thing.
part is when the parents are doing it a different way than the kids
Right.
are bringing it home from school.
Yeah, a lot of just frustration. Everyone just wants their kids to succeed.
That's a big challenge ahead.
It is.
All right, thanks, Stephanie. Hey, let's take a look at weather, Brad.